taken. Yes, I'm absolutely black. No offense taken. We all good.
We have Ezekiel 21.
Okay.
Asking for advice from KC. Hey man, I'm in a relationship with this older woman. She's 10 years older than me. I love her, but sometimes I feel like she just sees me as a sex toy. I'm providing from her. I'm paying all her bills, plus mines, and I'm helping take care of her kids. How can I prove to her that I'm worthy or husband material for her to take me seriously, or should I just cut my losses?
How long have y'all been together?
They've been together since he was 18, and she has 3 kids.
How many years? Like, because I don't know what is he now?
He's 21. So
Okay, so 3 years.
Yeah.
Has he asked her to marry her?
He said yes, but she told me not right now.
Okay. In my opinion, I don't know too much about her, but just looking from the outside in, my opinion would be that you're wasting your time. Because to some degree, you should be, in a sense, looking for something that will help you bring a legacy for you. If she's not gonna have a child for you, and I don't know how old her kids are and everything like that, but if they're gonna grow up, things are gonna probably get weird and gonna probably change. And like I said, again, this is my personal opinion. There's no facts and nothing like that behind this, but if I had to guess, I would say if she's already denied you after 3 years, because normally a man and a woman generally knows real early on whether or not they are married somebody.
He said the kids are 10, 7, and 5. They're all girls.
My thing is, what happens when you add 10 and 20 years to everybody's age? How do you see that future going?
He said he really loves her and he really wants a future with her. She's saying that he's too young to get married and she doesn't want to take his youth away. But he's offered to break up because he told her that if it's not, marriage is not the goal for her, then he doesn't want to be here. But she's refusing to let him go. He just needs to know. He wants advice from an older man. Should he just cut his losses? He said his main concern is not even her anymore. It's the little girls. He sounds like a good young man with a good head on his shoulders.
That is. To be honest with you, man, that's something that I would pray and consult God about. If you're a Christian, there's gonna be damage done, in my opinion, in either direction that you go. However, if there were no children, what answer would that be for you?
He said that he is a new Christian, recently saved, still learning about God and the Bible. He wasn't raised Christian. He says if she didn't have the kids and I didn't become so attached to her daughters and treat them like my own, then I probably would have been left.
Is the father, the actual father, around of the kids?
He said no. All 3 of the baby daddies are in jail and not coming out anytime soon. She was a victim of abusive relationship after abusive relationship. I'm the first person who's never put my hands on her. Even though when we argue, she puts her hands on me, I continue to walk away. I just want to be happy And to be honest, I would still like to be in those little girls' lives, but I don't know if she will let me do that. And I just want to do right by them little girls more so than their mom. He sounds like a really good young man.
Okay, when it's all said and done, one of the things that the Bible tells us is that God is not going to put more on us than what we can bear. Okay? However, that doesn't mean that we won't put more on ourselves. So when it's all said and done, what I'm hearing is that you're putting that burden of the kids on yourself. And at some point, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I know you've been there and everything like that, but it takes a village to raise a child. So I believe there will be people that God will put in those girls' lives that will give them what they need if you're not there. There is no situation where you should put yourself through getting hit, beat, all of that stuff like that, mistreated at your age. At your age, you should really be on your purpose, trying to build for yourself.
Can I ask what you do for a living? Because you said that you're able to take care of y'all bills on your own and you're 21, and that's commendable. He said that he is the next CEO of a moving company that his father and his grandfather built. Okay, that's great. That's great. I mean, you sound like a really, really good young man, and I'm sorry, but it kind of sounds like she's taking advantage of you and your kind heart.
That's what I'm getting.
And I think that you deserve better than that. Is she like, what is her viewpoint on kids? Her tubes are tied, so she does not have any intention of having kids. Do you want kids? He said yes, but I was willing to compromise. I agree with Casey's advice that it's something that you need to pray about. I know that you said that you're a new Christian and that you are just learning about God. I don't know if you have a church family already, but talk to your deacon, talk to your pastor about what you're going through. I know it may seem like it's embarrassing, but they may be able to guide you more biblically, because we are just like we know what you're telling us, and we can't be there for you like 24/7. If I knew you in person, then yeah, like I'm pretty sure KC wouldn't mind talking to you and everything like that. But it sounds like you have a good head on your shoulders, and I don't want what this woman is doing to you damage you for who you're meant to be with and who God is going to place in your life, because I do not believe she is it. He said, thank you so much for the advice. You guys are giving me a lot to think about. I'm just going to pray on it. I kind of already know what my decision has to be, but I don't like it. Okay. Brandon is saying this to you. He's saying that it sounds like you have a good head on your shoulder. Don't let a woman destroy you, because a woman almost destroyed me.
All right.
Sound advice, Brandon. Okay. Brandon says, hey, KC, I know you're a mechanic. I'm sitting here listening to this podcast, trying to change the back brakes on my Camaro. And these hoes are stuck. What the fuck do I do?
Turn the emergency brake off. I don't know if it's really on, but definitely on back brakes, turn your emergency brake off.
What kind of car is this?
A Camaro.
He says a 2014 Camaro. He said I can't get the, wow, I think that's called Brandon, I'm not going to read that because that sounded illiterate. He called the brake caliper the clampy thingy. But what he's describing, I know what he's talking about. He says it's stuck. It won't release the brake pad. What does he do?
Did you turn the emergency brake off for real?
He said, my emergency brake ain't on, man. I'm smarter than that.
Okay. What side? Has he done both sides? Or is he stuck on one side?
He's stuck on the back driver's side. The other side was fine.
You got to replace him in the set. And if it's stuck, then that means the caliper can be locked up. Which means he needs to go to the other side and see if he can release the other side. And that should give him that answer or not.
He said, man, I thought you took one tire off at a time and did it one tire at a time.
I don't.
He said, I've been working on these back brakes for 45 minutes, damn it. You should have asked the question sooner.
Tell him he should be able to stick a screwdriver in the top of the brake caliper before he takes it off and actually press the brake the piston in before he takes the pads off. But it's gonna need to be a stout screwdriver because it ain't nothing weak about it. You gotta like really, really pull that dang thing.
He said loading. He said we have release. We have release. Oh my, yes, Tristan, he is a mechanic. Tristan said, why won't my battery light go off and I done replaced my battery in my starter?
A battery light is usually a telltale for an alternator. That has to do with the alternator not replenishing the battery as it's supposed to.
That could be why you keep going. You went through 3 batteries. You might want to get your alternator checked.
Okay, so with dealing with batteries, alternators, and starters, every one of those components could actually cause the opposite component to go faulty if it's not taken care of within a reasonable amount of time. So you got to look at it as a whole starting charging system. When you replace a battery, you check the whole system and make sure the whole system is working properly. If you replace an alternator, you make sure that you have a good strong battery that's good and charged up, because otherwise you'll be running in circles trying to go from one thing to another, and you just got to make sure that you're timely and effective with the one component that's causing that problem. A battery light is usually an alternator. So why the starter and the battery should have probably been charged up. The starter probably shouldn't have been replaced unless it was just clicking. But it at the same time, if the battery is not charged up, it's only going to give a click because it doesn't have enough power to turn the motor over. So definitely go with the alternator and you should be okay. But after you get done, still check your whole system.
Okay. Tyra says, I have a 2010 Honda Pilot and I've already refilled my power steering, but my power is driving like the power steering is still out. What are the possible issues? I took my car to get diagnosed and it's just costing me money, but no one can figure out the problem.
When it comes to power steering, that system literally consists of power steering pump, and rack and pinion, and everything else is pretty much just the belt and the linkage and everything like that. The first thing that you're going to do is start with your power steering pump and make sure that you have adequate fluid. If you have enough fluid in your power steering pump and your fluid keeps on leaking out and you don't see it dripping down the side of your engine, make sure you're checking up under your car, because you might have the rack and pinion that can be leaking, or it could be leaking internally from one of the boots and everything like that, or on the inside of the diaphragm itself. and that can be what's causing your problem. A rack companion is going